let's get into Arsenal though. A good friend of mine, Arsenal fan, he messaged. He said, "Congratulations on the move. Hopefully you'll get more than 2 minutes." My friend, you'll get 4 minutes. You'll get 4 minutes. Let's go. How legitimate is this Arsenal team? Because we're looking at a situation now where they're top of the table, they're playing good football, they're beating their rivals, they're beating, they're playing well. The defense is looking good. Jesus looks like a man revived. He even came out and said the shackles off my feet. Was it Mary thing?
My guy Romero yesterday. Lot of mercy.
Whoa. Scary.
Lot of mercy. That was the first game Romero where I looked at him and was like, yo, we had a rough day. A rough day, bro.
How legitimate is this? I'm not going to say tout challenge. How legitimate is this process right now from you guys' perspective?
I did a video on this already, or not already on this part, on the Arteta kind of period. Now for me, Arsenal are legit. Like, look, do you know what? Look, yeah, bruv, don't lie to your eyes. That's the reality of the situation.
That's a new
Don't
one.
He's good. He's good.
Bro, honestly though, don't lie to your eyes, bro. Arsenal are legit. Like, you look at them performance-wise, yeah? Every performance has been good, I would say. Every performance has been good. United, okay, they had a bit of defensive issues, but it was a good performance in general. Every performance has been well, and the basis of your team being good is good performances. The odd team can go and snatch a result here and there and whatever. You know what I mean? You're asking, is Conte's things the same? Because maybe they're snatching results. Yeah, they're scoring, whatever. But when you look at Arsenal's actually performances, the foundation of it, Arsenal have been fantastic pretty much every game this season. They're all playing in the right zones. They've got a player that I said, what was it, 2 games in? Is a transformative player coming in Saliba, bro. That is the type of signing you bring in. When Diaz came into, I don't rate Diaz that much, but when Diaz went into City, It was that way. Van Dijk went into Liverpool, it was that way. And that's how I see Saliba going into that, and everyone around him is going to be better. Gabriel, he's still fluffing around, but when you've got someone like that next to you, you can still have relevant confidence. And it's not only just him, though. It's all through the team. Partey is a big player for them, and they need him to stay fit. The only game he missed, Man United, they took an L. You know what I mean? And then you got Jesus. You got to start looking at the spine of the team. Jesus, Odegaard, Partey, Saliba, Ramsdale. That's a good. But that is a good core of your team, and I think Arsenal are legit, bro.
Put it this way: ESR's out for a few months, and he was like a key component in their season last year. Obviously, he started going to the bench and everything. How many goals? He got double figures, right?
9, 10, I think.
Yeah, he's like, ESR last year. And it's like, that's fine. There ain't no problem. Like, they still got things like, that I like that little phrase you coined there. You have to be legit. Like, you can't even try and fault what they're doing right now. They are playing great football. They look like a team. They don't want to take disrespect. They're scoring goals. They look like they can score more goals. And coming up, if they get through October, busy October, without injuries and everything, you start thinking, okay, cool. You know what? You've built enough of a gap to try, and even if things go a bit shaky, you're still there because they've started the season. That's how you want to start a season. Usually, we always talk about City, right? And say that City, they start okay, and then December they start flying it. You want to start so much that even if it goes a bit shaky, you can then regain your position. And boy, like,
seven wins from 8 games. If anyone said to you that. If anyone said that there's going to be a team that wins 7 wins, you wouldn't say 8, you would have said, oh yeah, that'll probably be Liverpool and City, and they're just going to be flying away, and everyone's looking down. They're 11 points clear of of Liverpool right now. 9 of Man United, 11 points of Liverpool. So why can't let's be real? 11 points is a lot to make up, right? Yeah. Yes, it's a long season.
That's 3 losses from them, and then making sure that everyone else
win every single one, and they've got Liverpool next. So imagine they're going to beat them. All of a sudden, you're looking at the table. Yes, you can't win the league or anything at the start of the season. I'm not saying they're going to win the league. I still think City will at this point.
It's good intention.
But listen,
for me, next week though, when they play Liverpool, will be the real acid test of this Arsenal team. And I know we've said, the United were the North London derby at home. I think they were favourable to win. I think United got caught out. Fair enough. I think Liverpool though, they win that game. I see them as potentially dislodging them as that number 2 team. You look at the way Liverpool are going over the last couple of weeks.
Hey.
We'll get to them in a minute as well, but I'm fearing for their top 4 place. And I'm looking at Arsenal like that second place is going to be up for grabs. Are you going to be the ones to take it? If they win that game next week, who's to stop this super team?
Bro, no team, this guy's silly. No team that has had 20, like at least 20 points after 8 games has missed out on the Champions League. So Arsenal have already got 21 points. If we're going by history, top four should be it's looking like a banker, mate. You know what I mean? So now raise the ambition levels.
Keep going.
Raise the ambition levels. Try and be that closest challenger to Man City. Why not? Because listen, when Liverpool came through, at the point where they had finished 4th, okay, they got Champions League final, but they get 4th. Then they made that massive jump to 1 point behind City. At some point, they had to start believing, hold on, we can do this. We can actually be at that level. And yes, Europa League and all that stuff is going to come, but Arsenal just got to keep doing what they're doing. And you actually never know. We're 3 years into Arteta's cycle. Potter, new cycle. Ten Hag, new cycle. Conte's only 1 year in. Klopp, 7th year, and now we're looking at it like,
It's a window of opportunity.
City and Arsenal
There's a window of
are
opportunity.
the most ready. You know what I mean? They're the most ready, and they're showing it.
Yes, production, what are you saying?
Yeah, I got a question for Fuad, actually.
Go for it.
From Timur. He says, Spurs used to have good football, but with no glory to show for it. Now with Conte, if he fails to win anything for Spurs this season, they're asking, would the board stick with him for another season? I'm asking you.
Absolutely.
Would he stick with them?
That's the question I want to ask you.
That would be the question for me. Would he want to stick? I think there's a clause in the contract for us to extend it, which I think we probably will. For us, I said, Conte took a step down. He went from league winners dislodging a 9-time winner Juve to saying, do you know what? This board isn't going to back me in my vision. I'm going to walk away from this. A league winning team, Inter Milan, Heritage, to say, Tottenham, okay, you guys have a vision. I'll help you execute it. If we don't help him win something, that's a failure on us. That's how I see it. We should be grateful we got Conte. And I think a lot of Tottenham fans sometimes get carried away in thinking, oh, this ugly football or whatever. I'm sorry, you got to suffer through this for now. Because if he goes, who's the next man up?
Potter's gone.
Potter was the lovely name that was always the
Ruben Amorim.
Nah. They're going to be talking about
Ruben Amorim.
They're going to be talking about Pochettino Part 2 again. And I'm sorry, that's my thing, is like, don't get your emotions over your head. This is the first league loss of the season. I understand North London derby is bad, but it's still a long season.
There's something I want to highlight whilst we're on Arsenal Spurs. There's a man who on stoppage time, we have defended, we have
Thank you.
We stood with him. They abused us for standing with him. And we didn't shake, we didn't fold, we didn't bend. And now...
We ain't 6'9". We ain't 6'9".
And now, he's getting the respect he deserves.
Man of the match yesterday for me.
We do our segment called Champ and Dud.
You have to say his name.
Say his name. No, I'm still bigging him up.
Say his name.
I'm still bigging him up. He could arguably be a champ for this week. Granite Xhaka.
Fair play, man. Fair play.
He done it.
I can't lie.
Real men always prevail. Let me tell you that. Real men always prevail, bro. And Xhaka is one of them, bro. You know what I mean? From all the downfall, from all the scapegoat nature that he's had. They're taking the armband, telling fans F off, which they should have F'd off anyway. They were chatting rubbish that day. You know what I mean? F off, lads. You know what I mean? So from all of that, but we got to give a credit to Arteta, because if Arteta didn't move him into this box-to-box role, we wouldn't have seen this kind of resurgence. I've always thought Xhaka's a decent player. I liked his mentality always. But this new box-to-box role, I'm not going to lie, I didn't know he had the mobility for that. You know what I mean? I didn't know he was as mobile to be doing this kind of box-to-box. And
I don't even think it's mobility.
That hammer left foot.
It's IQ.
I think, and that's the thing, is I think he's playing
apology.
The role.
I wasn't familiar with it.
Bro, he's playing that role he plays for Switzerland, because every time he goes to Switzerland, you see him at international tournaments, and everyone will be like, yo, why don't we get this Xhaka at Arsenal? And it's like, no, they would plug him in that 6 role, sitting role. And I felt like yesterday, honestly, that's where they won the game. That midfield of Partey and Xhaka, just Bentancur and Højbjerg, where were they? They were nowhere to be seen. And I felt like a lot of I felt like a lot of those two would have been arguably our best players, and them kind of getting their foot in the game was how we kind of got the rest involved, if that makes sense. As soon as they nullified them two, I said, the wing backs ain't working, we're done.
On the Mikel point, the reason why I respect it is because we know that it's a young squad. We spoke a few weeks ago about, the 15-year-old thing and everything. Ultimately, you're appealing to a young squad. When it was Aubameyang being sort of pushed out and everything, and Lacazette was the senior profile, it was known that the only other senior profiles were Xhaka, my man that's playing
Don't
next to him.
forget,
And everything.
Roma were bidding 12 million in the summer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So why I give Mikel respect to that for that is because of the way he handled it. Is like, listen, you are still important here because you have been through it. You can teach this stuff, and ultimately, you are a place in your career now where I can push you to where I think you're going to be best. Like best for you and best for the team. Like this season, he's been
Their best player.
very, very, very.
Bro,
There's an argument for that. They'll probably say Jesus. They'll probably say Jesus because they've got a collection. But he is definitely in it. If you take him away, similar to how you take Partey away from United game, you start scratching your head and going, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna look a bit scary."
The thing is, I've been doing the team of the weeks and stuff, and bro,
This guy's been
every week.
every day.
Every week.
I've been doing.
I've
Yo,
been-
you've been
I'm
working,
working.
bro. You've been working.
you got me like Stephen A out here, bro. You know what I mean? I'm getting you like a bar soap. You know what I'm saying? But nah, honestly though, like I've with the team of the weeks and Xhaka, the first week I think it was, I was like, okay, he's not in, but honorable. Everyone's like,
Honourable
Xhaka,
mention.
honorable mention. But since then, it's literally been like, okay, Xhaka.
First name the sheep.
Okay,
Yeah.
Xhaka. Like, how am I gonna not put Xhaka
Yeah.
in again? Yeah, I'm starting to try and find Polinia and just so I don't look mix it up a little, so I don't look biased and stuff. You know what I mean? To the Xhaka, but yeah, but honestly, nah, man. Like honestly, big him up. And Arsenal, as I said, if Arsenal. Obviously, injuries is going to matter a lot, you know what I mean? Because we're talking about some key players. Now, maybe if one of these key players get injured, let's see how, with the depth
Listen,
and stuff.
I still think
But-
Saliba, Ben
top
White
team.
can come in.
Same.
You take
No, but
out
Ben White's playing-
Xhaka, Fabio Vieira. If you seen him, he's nice.
Yeah, but
he's nice.
Again, it's like the City dynamic, I guess, and it's about for those individual players as well. What an opportunity to come into and be like, listen, we are doing something we didn't expect to do. I'm gonna
Nketiah,
charge it.
if he comes in for Jesus, 100k now, he's got that battery in his back.
40 on his back. So I mean, no, credit where it's due. Those guys are really doing their stuff.